7th of March 1988. 7th of March 1988. And the title of the Murli is The List of Elevated Fortune of the Elevated Children. So, how fortunate we are. We know it, but we oftentimes forget. So, Baba reminds us over and over again to look at our own fortune, to see all the wonderful attainments that we have received from Baba. So Baba starts by saying, Today, Bab Dada, the bestower of fortune. Do you know what is the Hindi for bestower of fortune? Bhagya Vidhata, right? So he is the Bhagya Vidhata and he's seeing his fortunate children, that is Bhagyashali children. Bhagya Vidhata is seeing the Bhagyashali children. The bestower of fortune is seeing his fortunate children. The fortune of each Brahmin child is extremely elevated compared to the fortune of ordinary souls of the world. Because each Brahmin soul is among the few out of multi-millions and one amongst that few. See, out of the few that are part of multi-millions, and then one or two out of even those few. We are very special, actually. In those days, this statement used to come in Sakar Murlis quite often, which I don't somehow see that recently. And in those days, the teachers also would emphasize this sentence. In Hindi, it would be as Koto me koi. Koto means crores, that is billions. Yeah, so 1 crore would be 10 million, right? So crores would be maybe 100 million, billion. So out of billions, few. Koto में कोई. Koi may be fir koi. That is the one or two out of those few which are of this larger 100 million, 1 billion crore. ऐसा विरला कि बाप के साथ सच्चा सौदा करता है. And only one or two out of so many billions will actually strike the right deal with God Himself. Do you want me to repeat it in Hindi? कोटों में कोई में फिर कोई, एक विरला. Virla is somebody totally unique, somebody, I don't know, just a rare person who will strike the right deal with God. So the fortune of each Brahmin child is extremely elevated compared to the fortune of ordinary souls of the world, because each Brahmin soul is among the few out of millions and one amongst that few. On the one hand, there are 5.5 billion souls. So at that time, there were 5.5 billion souls when the Murli was spoken. But now I think it is close to 8 billion, right? Yeah, somebody can Google it and tell us if you want to. But approximately that kind of population we have in the world now. And on the other hand, there is the small world of you Brahmins. You souls are so few. You souls are so few compared to the rest of them. This is why, in comparison with those souls without knowledge, all of you Brahmins are extremely fortunate. Babdada is seeing that the line of fortune is sparkling very clearly like a tilak on the forehead of each Brahmin. Worldly fortune tellers see the fortune on the hands, whereas the line of divinity, godly fortune, is visible on each child's forehead. You see, worldly fortune tellers see the fortune on the hands, whereas the line of divine godly fortune is visible on each child's forehead. The foreheads of the fortunate children are constantly sparkling with spiritual light to the extent that their fortune is elevated. Yeah, think of it, the sparkle of the fortune will be visible or will be bright to the extent that our fortune is elevated. So more our fortune is elevated, more that light will sparkle. on our foreheads. What other signs of fortunate children are visible? There will be the experience of constantly having a divine smile, a spiritual smile on the face. Is everybody smiling as you're listening to Baba's Murli? The eyes of a fortunate child will constantly be instrumental in creating waves of happiness within whoever he meets. The eyes of a fortunate child will constantly be instrumental in creating waves of happiness within whoever he meets. Whoever receives his glance will experience spirituality, godly remembrance, and the spiritual path. Think about it, that people who come in contact with us should feel happiness. Are we able to truly create waves of happiness in their hearts as soon as we meet them? Whoever receives his glance will experience spirituality, godly remembrance, and the spiritual father. So, all these three things will be visible. So, each soul who comes in contact with a fortunate soul will have the experience of lightness. So, do people feel light in our presence, or do we make them heavy? That is of light. So, light and lightness. There are two types of, yeah. So, one is that light heavy, and the other is light and dark. So, they will feel lightness, that is, they will be able to, you know, get rid of their own heaviness of the mind, but also they'll feel that light, Baba's light. So Brahmin souls will remain number wise till the end, but these are the number wise sign of all the fortunate children, and they will continue to be revealed even more in the future. Let the time carry on for a little bit longer. Within a short time, when you have the experience of both the extremes and the end, those souls everywhere in the world who have no knowledge will have an attitude of limited disinterest, whereas you fortunate souls will be experiencing an attitude of unlimited disinterest. But at least their limited disinterest will bring them to Baba. Something will become instrumental in their lives to create disinterest for the world, disenchantment. As yet, those people do not have that disinterest. Now, after little rehearsals take place, they will fall asleep again in the sleep of carelessness, thinking that they will keep happening. However, when the scenes of the extreme and the end appear, the attitude of limited disinterest will be created automatically, and due to there being extreme tension, everyone's attention will be drawn to the one Father. At that time, the sound that will emerge from the heart of each soul will be that the Creator of all, the Father of all, is one, and their intellects will automatically move away from all other directions and go in the one direction. Oftentimes you listen to the stories of Baba's children, how they came to Baba. Several people will explain that, I was doing such good work elsewhere, or maybe a job, or maybe in the society, and suddenly I felt an extreme amount of disinterest in all of that. Something happened, and then I said, I don't want to do this anymore. And I was searching for the truth, and then I happened to come across the Brahma Kumari's program. I was just Googling or whatever. Then I saw this program. I went, and that was it. Yeah, so many souls say that. So, yeah, this is how it's going to be, that people will come back. Some people will come back after many years. So, at that time, and I had told you that in a way to understand, in Hindi, Baba says these words, this is the final hatti, only hatti. Hatti means the shop, the mall. Well, everything is available here. This is the ultimate shop, that everyone has to come back to this. You understand? Everybody is going to come back. Yeah. Right. Yeah. This is the ultimate driveway. So even if people go back onto the roads, digress away from their paths, and whatever else they do, they will have to come to this driveway. So Baba is saying at that time, the stage of you fortunate children who have an attitude of unlimited disinterest will become natural and constant, and the line of fortune of each one's forehead will be clearly visible. Even now, what is it that always remains in the intellects of you elevated fortunate children? So, two words, two rhyming words, Bhagwan and Bhagya. Bhagwan is God, and the fortune that is Bhagya. So, check from Amrit Vela and make a list of your fortune. At Amrit Vela, the Father himself wakes up the fortunate children and also invokes them. Do you feel Baba waking you up in the morning? So, those who are extremely loving children also experience that someone is not letting them sleep, even though they want to sleep after Amrit Vela time, beyond that time. So, somehow, even before the alarm goes off, there is this voice or there is a little bit of movement that you feel around you, as if Papa is wanting to wake you up. So someone is waking them, someone is calling them. For a long time, I remember that when I was in Raipur, I would feel that around 4 o'clock, somehow my big toe, I would feel as if somebody is shaking it, moving it. In those days, we used to work very hard. It was internship time and then residency. And I remember I would try to wake up for 5, 10 minutes for Amrit Vela, but I was finding it very difficult in those days to actually do the whole 45 minutes of meditation. But I still remember so distinctly that there was this lovely feeling, and it is not like a ghost. Sometimes when you have that kind of feeling, an eerie feeling, it wasn't like that. It was a very loving, calming kind of an experience, and as if somebody is moving the great toes. And I would wake up and I see nobody there. It was like Baba is telling me, wake up, child. This is the time for you to meditate. So someone is waking them, someone is calling them. This is the experience you have, is it not? Just look at your fortune from Amrit Vela. In devotion, the devotees consider deities to be God and ring bells to wake them, whereas here it is God Himself who wakes you. It is such great fortune. From Amrit Vela, Baba becomes the server and serves you. He also invokes you. Come experience the stage of being equal to the Father. Sit with me. Therefore, where is the Father sitting? In a high place and in a high stage. So, if you are sitting with the Father, what would your stage be? Why are you laboring? Just come and sit with me, and you will automatically be colored by the company. Your stage automatically becomes according to the place, just as when you come to Madhuban, what does your stage become? Do you have to have yoga, or is there yoga anyway? This is why you want to stay here a little bit longer. If all of you received an order to stay for another 15 days, you would dance in happiness. So, just as the place has an influence over the stage, in the same way at Amrit Vela, either go to the supreme abode or to the subtle region and sit with the Father. Yeah. Yeah. Going to Madhuban, and nowadays we all have so many things to take care of, but the experience that you get in Madhuban is totally out of the world. It's a place where you can really do tapasya, where it is just you and Baba, nothing else, no one else really. Food is provided to you, accommodation is provided to you. Maybe not the best everything, but it's renunciation. There will be, it's like a life of an ascetic. It's not going to be 100% perfect. And in India, you can't get very comfortable stay anyways. But whatever it is such a lovely experience where automatically 3:30 you wake up and you feel so fresh and you want to meditate and you want to run to the Murli class, and then you do seva, and it's just a lovely experience. Mm. So if Amrit Vela, so Baba is saying that Just like you would run to Madhuban, you can, in your mind, run to the Supreme Abode or to the subtle region. There are three real campuses. There are many more, but main three campuses: Gyan Sarovar, Pandu Bhavan, and then at the bottom of the hill or the mountain, we have Shantivan. And so in these three places, there would be three different murlis happening at the same time. So in Gyan Sarovar, if you're living in Gyan Sarovar, there are multiple buildings where you can stay. Depending on where the accommodation is available, they put you in that building. So then you walk over to that big hall. Same time, same Murli, but there'll be different sisters reading. Yeah, right. It's live. So if Amrit Vela is powerful, help will automatically be received throughout the day. Therefore, keep your fortune in your consciousness. Wow, my fortune that my day begins with God. Then look at your fortune further. So see, Amrit Vela is awesome. But then even beyond Amrit Vela, and we always experience Baba's help throughout. So the Father himself becomes the teacher and comes from the faraway land to teach you. People try to go to God, whereas God himself, in the form of the teacher, comes to teach you. It is such great fortune, and he has been carrying out this duty of service for so long. Does he ever become lazy? Does he ever make excuses such as, today I have a headache? Yeah, God will never say, Shiv Baba never says, I have a headache, or I wasn't able to sleep last night. So, just as the Father becomes the tireless server and does service, in the same way, you children should also be tireless servers like the Father. However, just look in your daily timetable to see how great your fortune is. What Baba is saying? Look in your daily timetable to see how great your fortune is. He's a tireless server. He serves us throughout the day. Baba says to you, constantly loving long lost and now found children, whatever service you do, whether it is lokik or a lokik, service of the family or service at the center, whatever actions you perform, whatever duty you fulfill, always have the experience that Karavan Har, the one who makes you do it, is enabling you to do it. I have been made an instrument, Karanhar, the one who does it. So Karavanhar is the one who is doing it. And so in a way, we are doing it, but really Baba is the one who is making us do it. Karavanhar. Yeah. So Karavanhar is making you do it. Here also, you're not alone. Baba in the form of Karavanhar is with you at the time of performing actions. You are just an instrument. God is Karavanhar, especially for me. Why do you do anything by yourself? Yeah, so do you all do anything or everything on your own, or do you do it with Baba? Yeah, with Baba, holding Baba's hand. Yeah. So why do you do anything by yourself when there is the consciousness, I alone am doing something? This consciousness of I is a door for Maya to enter. Now, how Maya enters as soon as you say I? There's two one has to understand. Actually, there are two main types of Maya in these kind of situations. One is Maya of arrogance, and then the second is Maya of helplessness. You understand? So one is, oh, I can do it. Yeah, but no, you cannot do anything without Baba's help. It's actually the script that is helping you do it. You're not really doing anything. So when we understand that we are doing it with Baba, then we become free from the arrogance. But also sometimes, oh, how do I do it? It's just too overwhelming. Sometimes, do we say that? Yeah. Anyone says here, it's too overwhelming for you, for me? You say that? So why do you say that it's too overwhelming for you? Because you don't experience Baba with you. The more you hold Baba's hand, Baba is doing it. I am just a puppet, really. And a trustee, a steward. So then there won't be any feeling of hopelessness and getting tired. So Baba is saying, then you say that Maya has come. You have just opened the door for which Maya has been waiting in anticipation. And since you have provided all the arrangements, why wouldn't she enter? So, what is this providing all the arrangements? Just saying, I am doing it. Also, keep the fortune of yours in your consciousness that the Father that is Karavanhar is making you perform each action, and there won't then be burden. See, these are the two aspects I said. The first one was about arrogance, and the other one, the feeling that there is burden. The burden is always on the master. There is never a burden on the companions. When you become the master, there's a burden. I'm a child, and the father is a master. And so the master is making me the child to do it. I'm just a child, Baba is the master. When you become big, there is great sorrow. When you become big, there is great sorrow. Become the child and do it according to the master's directions. Therefore, this great fortune in which Baba becomes responsible for each action is such that it makes you light and makes you fly. When we are light, then we can fly. If the plane has too much of stuff on it, on it, then it won't be able to fly. So we too have to make sure that we remain light. And how can we remain light? When we give all our burdens to Baba. So all of you give your burdens to Baba. I agree with you. Sometimes it happens. We are so used to holding on to the burden that giving it to Baba also seems scary. Letting go of the control or the illusion of control, rather. Yeah, it's not easy. Um, but soon we'll be able to figure it out. Yeah. Don't lose hope there too. Baba, I want to give this to you. Baba, I want to give all my stresses to you. Yeah, but we forget that Baba is the almighty authority and he has the ability to handle everybody's burdens. I don't have to hold on to my burdens. Let me give them off to Baba. Okay. What will happen is eventually this burden of ours will become so huge, so humongous, that we will not be able to handle it all on our own, anyways. Either we will kill ourselves, what I was talking about, self destructive behavior. That's what it is. You see, this is what the whole of the planet is engaged in, self destructive behavior. So think of it, if you have 10 suitcases on your head and you're walking towards work, or you are taking care of all the household chores or running errands, wherever you're going, coming to the center, whatever else is needed to be done. But all these suitcases on your head, eventually, those suitcases are going to crush you to death, truly. Not necessarily physically. Here we are talking about metaphorically, that we won't have any strength, any energy to do anything meaningful. So there will be a point when we will have to give it to Baba. There will be no choice, but that will be too late. Why not make the practice firm now when the time is still right to give it all to Baba? Yeah. What it really means is giving the burden of the outcome. Surrendering. Surrendering. Many people get very confused with this. Even surrendering the ego, which is what we need to surrender, seems like a big thing. So rather than that, how about just surrendering the outcome of the task? So let's say you're baking a cake and you're so stressed that the cake should come out right. Yeah. Yeah. Then because of that stress, then will the cake really come out right? No, you're going to eventually mess it up. So rather than that, when you say, Baba, I'm going to do the best I can, but whether the cake comes out right or not, I leave that burden with you. I hand over the stress, the responsibility of the outcome with you or to you, hand it over to you. And so then with that lightness, you will be able to bake the best cake ever. That's all. We have to do everything anyways. It's not like God is going to come and take away all our tasks, but we'll be able to do all of those in a more effortless way, total effortless. Yeah, that's all. So become the child and do it according to the master's directions. Therefore, this great fortune in which Baba becomes responsible for each action is such that it makes you light and makes you fly. However, what happens instead? When a problem comes, you say, Baba, you know what should be done now. Then, when the problem is removed, you become intoxicated. However, why should you do anything for such a problem to come? That's what you probably see with your children too. When they are in trouble, they run to you. You fix the problem, and then suddenly they start showing attitude again. Yes. So this is how we Baba's children do to Baba. You know, when we are in deep mess, then we say, Baba, Baba, you come and help. You have to come and help. You, if not you, who will come and help me? But then when the problem is over, then we go back to our egos. However, why should you do anything for such a problem to come? If I'm very careful in what I'm doing, then I won't do something that will need to be undone. Yeah, let's say you are very careful in holding on to your cup of coffee. Then, because of your being careful, you won't spill it. And if you won't spill it, then you won't have to clean the carpet, clean the mess. Makes sense, right? So, Baba wants us to be very careful. Simply continue to perform every action according to the direction of the Father, Karavan. The action will then be elevated, and the fruit of elevated actions is constant happiness and constant lightness. And you will continue to experience an angelic life. Angels enter a relationship with karma but do not become bound by any bondage of karma. You understand karam sambandh versus karam bandhan. So, relationship versus bondage. Yeah, so yes, we have to create karmic relationships, but not karmic bondages. What that means is, let's say I am in soul conscious state, then I won't say something which will be hurtful to you. And if I don't behave in a wrong way, yeah, saying or doing something, then I won't have to repent that later on. Because somewhere the soul knows subconsciously, unconsciously, that wrong is being done. So automatically there would be some degree of repentance. So instead of that, let's say I am in total soul conscious state. Yeah. So earlier, I don't know which example I used. So if let's say I'm in body conscious state and I say something hurtful, versus if I'm in soul conscious state and I'm very careful of what I speak or what I do, you see the difference. Think for a moment. In the first situation, soul conscious state, I'll be creating a karmic relationship. In the second situation where I'll be in body conscious state, what will happen? I'll create a bondage. Yeah, somewhere or the other, I'll have to clear away that karmic account. Maybe I'll have to call you and say sorry to you. Yeah. Or even if I don't say sorry to you, I may not be able to have a good night's sleep tonight. So, yeah, very good question. No, a very practical one. See, many times you do have the immediate opportunity to fix it. So let's say I say something hurtful to you. I can within 10 minutes call you. Yeah. Maybe I don't even know that I've hurt you, but let's say you tell me, Shwetank, you have hurt me. So I can immediately say sorry with deep repentance, from the depth of my heart, I can ask for forgiveness. Yeah. So that is one way. I can make it up to you. Yeah. Let's say next time you come, I make a nice cup of coffee for you. Yeah. Or do something more than, let's say I broke your coffee mug. And I can buy a brand new coffee mug, even better than that for you. I can say sorry to you and I can bring a new one for you. But let's say you have moved away from this place. I let's say I did something 10 years back and today I have this realization and I wish I had not said this. I wish I had not done this. That really was a stupid thing, a very immature thing to do. So in that case, I can sit with Baba and send you Sakash. Sakash, the meaning of Sakash is light with power. So what really it means is good wishes. So from taking Baba's love and showering on you, because you see, soul is non-local. You may be 1,000 miles away, but still, in a way, there is no distance between two souls. So it is almost as if I can invoke you here in my mind and ask for forgiveness, but also shower good wishes on you. So as we do that, then our karmic accounts get cleared away. It can happen slow. Let's say you hurt someone, but you don't repair it. It will continue to linger, and it will at some point, see what happens is, let's say you have taken loan, a credit card loan, and you don't repay. So the loan keeps on accruing, right? At some point, it can be a, a very big amount. So the earlier we pay it off, the better it is. That's all. And see, earlier we didn't even know about all this. We didn't even know that we did do something wrong. Yeah, we were just following the dictates of our own minds and whatever society taught us. But now we are understanding and we are realizing, and still today, maybe we have forgotten all those souls that we have hurt. So, what we can do is, in general, just sit with Baba and feel as if we're taking Baba's love, Baba's powers, Baba's energy, and showering onto the entire planet. That soul who you hurt 30 years back may have even left his or her body and may have been reborn in Africa, in Vietnam, in China, I don't know, wherever. So, wherever the soul is, that soul will get your peace, your love, and that way it will you will be able to clear away your karma. So Baba is saying, and since there is a relationship with the Father, Karavanhar, there can never be any arrogance of I in the consciousness of your being an instrument. You will become constantly humble by carrying out the task of renewal. So see how great your fortune is. So yeah, in Murli's and Avyakt Murli, Sakar Murli's, Baba says these things. See, Murli is the source of all our knowledge. It's not like I was sitting in Baba's room and Baba gave me some private tuition. So what no, whatever I know is through Murli's. There's nothing new. Yes. So, yeah. Shall we move forward? So Baba is saying, who is feeding you Brahma Bhojan? See, so Amrit Vela, and then Murli class, and then we have other chores to take care of. Then lunch comes, we have to eat Brahma Bhojan. The very name is Brahma Bhojan. It isn't Brahm Bhojan, it is Brahma Bhojan. I was saying it isn't Brahm Bhojan, Brahma Bhojan. Brahma is constantly the protector of the yajna. Each child of the yajna, that is, each Brahmin child, has to receive Brahma Bhojan through Brahma the Father. People just say casually that God is feeding them. They don't know who God is, yet God is feeding them. However, for you, Brahmin children, it is the Father who feeds you. Even if you're earning and accumulating in Lokic life and you buy your food from that, you first put your earnings into the Father's Bhandara. Like I was telling you, that there are many places or many people in the past, if they were doing business with 3 or 4 partners, especially I have shared that in the Rajasthani community, Marwari community, they would do that oftentimes. Let's say there are 4 people who have come together to float a company and there's a business. So then they will actually create a partnership with a 5th person as a dummy. It's just a dummy. And that 5th person is like God or some God-like activities. So whatever the profit would come, it would be divided not among 4, divided among five. So that is one fifth of the profit would go for some religious, godly activities. Maybe they will donate to a temple, maybe they will create a school, something of that sort. So, probably many, many years back, this kind of system used to be there. So many souls I know who, on a regular basis, on a monthly basis, contribute to Baba. If we make sure that some degree of our contribution goes to Baba every month, then we can never go into loss. Yeah. So Baba is saying, even if you are earning and accumulating in Lokik life, and you buy your food from that, you first put your earnings into the Father's Bhandara. The Father's Bhandara then becomes the Bhandara of Bholanath, the innocent Lord. Never forget this method. Otherwise, you will think that you yourself are earning and that you yourself are eating from that. You are a trustee. A trustee does not own anything. I'm eating from my earnings. These thoughts would never arise. Then you won't misuse your money either. If this money doesn't belong to me, I'm just a trustee of this wealth that I have in my account, then you won't use it in a wrong way. Hmm? So, since you're a trustee, you have given everything to Baba, it now belongs to you, Shiv Baba. It doesn't belong to me. A trustee means to have the consciousness of yours, whereas a householder means to have the consciousness of mine. And so, who are you? You're not householders, are you? God is feeding you. You're receiving Brahma Bhojan. Those who are Brahmin souls automatically have this intoxication, and the Father guarantees that Brahmin souls will not be hungry for 21 births. What an amazing guarantee that you won't be hungry for 21 births. Those who are Brahmin souls automatically have this intoxication, and the Father guarantees that Brahmin souls will not be hungry for 21 births. You will be fed dal, roti, and sabji, that is, vegetables with a lot of love. In this birth, too, you will eat the dal and roti of love, not of effort. Therefore, from Amrit Vela, keep in your consciousness all the fortune that you have received. Think about your whole timetable in this way. It is also the Father who puts you to sleep, singing you a lullaby. Go to sleep in the Father's lap, and all tiredness. Now, Baba is talking about the end of the day. So, we go to sleep in the Father's lap, and all tiredness and illness will be forgotten, and you will rest in comfort. Simply say Rama, Ah Rama, and you will be comforted. That is Aram. Yeah, Baba loves to rhyme words, right? So come God Rama, then you will get aram, that is, you'll get comfort. When you sleep alone, thoughts continue to come one after another. Go to sleep with Father, go to sleep with the lap of remembrance, go to sleep listening to the lullaby of sweet child, lovely child, and see what a unique experience you will have. So from Amrit Vela until night time, God makes you do everything. The one who makes everything move is making you move. The one who makes everyone do something is making you do it. Therefore, constantly keep this fortune in your consciousness. Let this emerge. Unless you drink a drink for limited intoxication, your intoxication will not rise. If it is just kept in the bottle, would you become intoxicated? Baba is using that example. People drink alcohol. So when they drink alcohol, if it is just sitting in the bottle, it really won't create intoxication. One has to open it and drink it, actually. Similarly, your intellects have been filled with it, so now use it. To bring it into your consciousness means to drink it, to let it emerge. This is known as being an embodiment of remembrance. You have not been told to keep it merged in your intellects. Become embodiments of remembrance. You're so fortunate. Therefore, keep your fortune in your consciousness every day. Become powerful and continue to fly. Do you understand what you have to do? Double foreigners have the experience of limited intoxication. So now keep this unlimited intoxication in your consciousness, and the elevated life of fortune and the elevated line of fortune will remain constantly sparkling on your foreheads. It will be clearly visible at the moment the line of some is merged, and for others it is clearly visible. However, if you constantly keep it in your consciousness, it will remain sparkling on your foreheads and it will continue to give this experience to others. Acha, to the elevated, powerful souls who are constantly embodiments of remembrance of God and their fortune, to the elevated souls who constantly have the consciousness of being Karanhar while performing actions. Yeah, so the first is we have to become embodiments of remembrance of God and our fortune. Yeah, so Alf and Be, Baba says that, right? Alphabet, so Alpha and Beta. So we remember Baba and remember the fortune that we are receiving from Baba. But the second aspect, Baba is reminding us that we have to see ourselves as Karanhar, that is, we are just instruments, and Baba is the Karavanhar, that is, he is the one who is actually doing everything. To the fortunate children who stay in a high place, in a high stage with the Father at Amrit Vela. See, as high is the place, as high is our stage. If we are in supreme abode all the time, our state will also be elevated. To the special Brahmins who give others the experience of the line of elevated fortune on their foreheads, to such souls, Bapdada's love, remembrance, and namaste. And so at the time of Babdada taking leave, Dadi Janki was taking leave to go on service to Bombay and Kurukshetra. So Baba is saying the Maharathis have on their feet the wheels of service. Wherever you go, nothing happens except service. No matter what your reason for going is, service is merged in it. At every step, there is nothing but service. Even when walking, there is service done while you walk. Even when eating food, you call someone to eat with you. You eat with love, and that is also service. While walking, sitting, and walking, there is service and only service. You are such servers. To have a chance to do service is also a sign of fortune. To have a chance to do service is also a sign of fortune. You have to become the great rulers of the globe, and so the wheels of service are also great. You have the you have to become the great rulers of the globe, and so the wheels of service are also great. Acha. Om Shanti. Enjoyed the Murli? Karavanhar, Karanhar. And we have to remember Baba and the fortune, the lines of fortune, the tilak, the sparkle on our foreheads of what an elevated fortune we have received. That right from the moment we wake up, that is Amrit Vela, what happens? We feel as if Baba is waking us up. And it's not just feeling, Baba actually wakes us up. And then he teaches us through the Murli class. And then through the day, he takes care of us. He gives us Brahma Bhojan. He gives us sustenance. He makes sure that we don't get tired. He is always guiding us at every moment. But do we remember all of these things or do we forget? Baba doesn't want us to forget. Because as soon as we forget, then we become heavy. And if we become heavy, then it's not just becoming heavy, actually, our light also becomes dim. But when we remember Baba as the Karavanhar, we are just trustees, we are just instruments, nothing belongs to us, then we feel light and our light also becomes bright. Yeah, good, good enough. Baba doesn't need us to do anything big. Baba just wants us to just show up, really. Come and meditate and be part of the gathering and learn, just create peace. And you all join the Murli class. So with every Murli class, you're transforming yourself, and through your transformation, you're creating the waves of world transformation. So yeah, keep up the good work that you're doing. And what I'm trying to say is that Baba is so sweet that he doesn't make us do anything big. He doesn't make us work too hard. Baba is amazing. Achha. All right, Om Shanti.